Ben Simmons always seems to be in the spotlight for his game and his improving form, but today he's making headlines for something a little more personal. Apparently, the man's going through some trouble with his ex-fiancée. Last year, the infamous pairing of Ben Simmons and Maya Jama came to an end after 8 months of engagement. As a presenter of Love Island, the UK-born is without a doubt one of the women of the moment. Fans have been curious about the 28-year-old star's romance with Australian professional basketball player Ben Simmons and their following breakup for quite a while now. Besides, her showing up on your screen every night is bound to fan some flames too. The general consensus is that Maya and the NBA player started dating in May 2021 and became engaged 2 months later. When they were caught kissing and generally appearing blissfully in love during the Wimbledon Tennis Championship in July 2021, the relationship became pretty public pretty fast. But the mightier you are, the heavier you fall. And now there's some back and forth going on. Word on the street is that our Australian player sent his ex-fiancée a legal notice to make her return the engagement ring.
Definitely. A lot has happened in the past 4 years, but it's exciting.
Yeah. And were you born in the Bronx?
I was born in Australia, so he played professionally in Australia. Australian, mixed, American.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad is from New York.
Yeah, it happened, guys. It really did. Now, yes, straight off the bat, it's pretty petty of the 26-year-old to send his ex a legal notice asking her to return her engagement ring.
The rule of this one is that women can only approach men, men can't approach women once you're inside, and a man can't go alone. He has to the partners and people inside, and I was kind of like, why are you here? Like, what are you getting out of it? And some of them were married couples that were like completely anonymous. You can go in a couple, you can go with somebody that you've just met, it could be a friend, and you go and you basically...
But then again, why would you need a legal notice to give it back anyway? Isn't it simply customary? Or if your ex is asking for it, you just do it, no? If you think about it, considering the ring's worth, no one would want to give it up, really. So, you know how sometimes we use phrases like, look at the size of this rock, or perhaps you're more of a, holy moly, this sparkle is blinding kind of person. Well, I'd say take a square of both of these statements, multiply them by 10, then get a product of both, and take another square of your value and multiply it by 100,000. Then you're in the same ballpark as this ring. Apparently, the ring costs around $1 million. Now you understand why neither of them wants to get the rock seized away from them? Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
I feel like it's Philly on steroids, kind of, in terms of what we have when, for what I do and what I've had a situation where I've been hurt or whatever it is. That's my time to lock in and focus and get to where I need to be. And I've been locked in. It's been tough. Like, obviously, no rehab is easy, but...
Our NBA star wants the $1 million engagement ring he presented to his ex-fiancée and British TV personality Maya Jama back when they were dating. When the two initially began dating in the spring of 2021, NBA player Ben Simmons and Love Island's Maya Jama appeared to be a picture-perfect pairing. And things really seemed to be moving in the right direction for the two as well, once Ben got down on one knee for his girl. But although they did get engaged, the couple never wed and ended up calling it quits in August of 2022. Back then, their breakup seemed pretty amicable. When Maya and Ben called off their engagement in 2022, rumors started to circulate that they had split up because of their busy work schedules. As much as they love one another, a source told the press, their constant busy schedules and endless travel made it impossible to make the relationship work. Following the same narrative, in an interview with The Times in January 2023, Maya confirmed that she was in fact no longer in a relationship. She shared that right away she's really, truly single.
If I was a boy, I would wear pink lycra, because boys can wear pink lycra. They want to wear pink lycra. I'm sure it looks fantastic, and no one can judge me. So, walk around topless without breaking the law. Nipples out and everything. I'd be very mindful that if somebody told me no, it meant no.
Newly single, and while it's barely been a month, it's quite pleasant. It appears that the pair split up because their careers were taking them to different places. They had to manage a long-distance relationship in addition to having very different and demanding jobs, as Gemma is located in London and Simmons is in New York. I suppose it just wasn't meant to be. Now, only one thing still connects the two, even after the dust has settled and they've gone their separate ways. Yep, the ring that still hangs in the balance. So, the 26-year-old baller has hired a legal team to help him get Gemma to give back his $1 million engagement ring. How does that little step of Ben sit with his friends, though? Well, according to a friend of Simmons who spoke to the UK newspaper The Sun, apparently Ben was genuinely shocked when she left and didn't give him the ring back. The point guard was reportedly devastated when she didn't return the ring because he was still deeply in love with her and believed they would be together forever. Yeah, they were engaged for a little under a year, but even then, Ben must have felt something to splurge on a $1 million piece of jewelry. Now, the Love Island presenter's representative claims that she was taken off guard by the request because, wait for it, apparently Maya never knew that Ben wanted the ring back. Yeah, according to Maya Gemma, her ex hadn't requested for the ring back before sending a formal legal notice. Does that make sense? Reportedly, the 28-year-old got a request from Simmons representatives on Friday afternoon, asking her to return the engagement ring that he gave her as a gift last year. A gift? Okay. Now, our gal here really wanted to ensure that this was the first time Ben had requested that she return it, and she has no objections. So, as a response, the 28-year-old plans to return the ring to him as planned, and apart from that, she wishes him well. Yeah, it's no secret that Gemma didn't give it back when the relationship ended and didn't appear to have any plans to do so. But despite that, she insists that she had never refused to not give it back either. Not to undermine Maya's version of events or anything, but no sane person would straight up send a legal notice without, say, shooting a text, right? It makes no sense for Simmons to have made zero contact and not requested the ring before getting the officials involved. Or perhaps he did simply opt for the silent treatment and just decided to take help from the legal department. And if that's how it all went down, his silence just screams exasperated and petty, neither of which is a flattering look, if we're being honest. But these things tend to end up like this now, don't they? What do you guys think? Do these versions of events line up for you? Should you return an engagement ring when it's pretty clear that the wedding isn't happening? In normal circumstances, yeah, but it's also true that in other places, such as Montana, engagement rings are regarded as forever presents. That means that the girl may keep the ring, wedding or no wedding.
Bad mood, I listen to Fish Go Deep, Cure and the Cause, because it is a great feel-good song. Eating Marmite, that's the first thing that comes to my head, but I just do not like Marmite, so you'll definitely never see me eating that. It is by laughing at them, easiest way. Spoon in the fridge in the morning when you've got puffy eyes.
Besides, why would you want it back anyway? As a token of lost love? Aside from legal considerations, it's basically just a personal preference at this point. Some would argue that returning the ring is improper, especially if it was given from a place of love, because then it may translate into disrespect of emotion, sincerity, or the time that was spent together, and is being returned out of resentment or spite. Others might just view it as simply not theirs anymore, and keeping a gift with such a hefty price might just not sit right with many. So it's like I said, it's all about your personal preference, whatever floats your boat. It could very well be just a big misunderstanding between the two former partners and things got blown out of proportion. Wouldn't be the first time either. If the wedding isn't happening, the ring is simply something you can sell for a shitload of money, and that's about it. And that's where my entire thought process comes in. No one wants $1 million possession to be snatched away from them, am I right?